हेलो सर। हेलो जितिन, हेलो अनन्या, सबको हेलो।
हेलो। हाय। हेलो सर। यार 6 of us।
हेलो सर।
हाय। गुड इवनिंग।
गुड इवनिंग सर।
2 मिनट वेट करते हैं। वेट फॉर 2 minutes।
यस सर।
Yeah, we'll slowly start. Uh, it's 704.
Sir, can you zoom out the file?
Okay, now?
Yes, sir.
So, since the first name is Geet, I don't think Geet is here. Is Geet there? No, no. So we'll quickly move on to the next person. Yeah, Tanvi. Yeah, we can start.
सो गीत अभी नहीं पहुंचे तो पहली प्रेजेंटेशन मेरी. ओके.
हाँ, हाँ जी, हाँ.
या. टेक एनी सब्जेक्ट यू लाइक टू मेक अ डॉक्यूमेंट्री ऑन. Write brief background and need for such documentary, the statement you want to be. Okay, yeah. So my topic is वाराणसी. बनारस के ऊपर मैं डॉक्यूमेंट्री बनाना चाहती हूँ. हाँ.
Yeah, read it.
Brief background and need for the documentary. Banaras is the oldest inhabited cities in the world, which is known for the spirituality, cultural richness, spirituality and cultural richness. It is famous for its ghats, temples, street foods and sarees. और इसका स्टेटमेंट है द रिचनेस ऑफ वाराणसी. Richness of Varanasi is the statement. By this statement, I can say that this is the statement I can say by this documentary by presenting the richness of the Varanasi culture. And audience intended. The intended audience for this documentary is the people all over the world who are travel enthusiasts and want to explore the culture of the different countries, and also the people who like to explore spirituality. Points to include in the documentary. First is the culture of Varanasi. I want to explore by this documentary. I want to explore the culture of Varanasi and the vibrance of its music, dance, heritage, food, arts, architecture, to show the unique identity of the prestigious city. Living off traditions among the modernity is the other point to be included. This place, the place which sustains its tradition despite the modernity, evolving is an evolving city, which can be a developed city and keeps on progressing. तीसरा पॉइंट जो मैं कवर करना चाहती हूँ वो है shedding light on the people's life, like their spiritual lifestyle, socio-economic situation, arts and culture. रुके ऊपर एक और था. And the fourth point I want to cover is the visitor's experience, like the experiences of the tourists who come from different places as well as different countries, and their experiences should be captured, included. Sorry. और अगर हमें पूछना हो किसी से इंटरव्यू लेना हो, सो इंटरव्यू में लेना चाहूंगी पहले तो क्राफ्टमैन का, दैट आप अपनी एंशियंट आर्ट्स को किस तरह से प्रिजर्व करते हैं, एंड हैज मॉडर्नाइजेशन इफेक्टेड द ट्रेडिशनल आर्ट्स. सेकंड में अगर किसी से क्वेश्चन करना चाहूंगी तो वो है यहाँ के प्रीस्ट से, दैट मॉडर्नाइजेशन के बावजूद भी आप कल्चर कैसे प्रिजर्व कर पाते हैं, और यहाँ पे आने के बाद जो फॉरेनर्स होते हैं उनका क्या रिएक्शन होता है. And the third I can ask interview are the foreign tourists, that what kind of change you feel in yourself after exploring spirituality in Varanasi. और अगर आप किसी को बनारस घूमने का रेकमेंड करना चाहेंगे तो आप क्या कहेंगे उनसे. तो ये थे डॉक्यूमेंट्री से जुड़े चीजें.
अच्छा, ये this is basically, as you rightly have written, it's a topic documentary on Varanasi, जिसे काशी भी कहा जाती है. My point.
अब बनारस पे बनाने के लिए भी काफी सारे टॉपिक्स थे. या तो मतलब ये बनारसी साड़ियां हैं, मैं बनारसी साड़ियों का जो वो होता है उसके ऊपर ही बना सकते थे कि बनारस की साड़ियों की एम्ब्रॉयडरी कैसे होती है, वहां के क्राफ्टमैन्स का इंटरव्यू लेकर मतलब ये भी किया जा सकता था. लेकिन वाराणसी में मुझे लगा कि और भी चीजें कवर हो सकती है अगर सिर्फ इस पे बनाओ तो.
तो मैं what one looks at is, basically one is looking at the statement. आपका statement जो है, which is the richness of Varanasi, is a statement which I can say by this documentary representing the richness of Varanasi culture. है ना. तो ये थोड़ा सा मेरे को लगता है वो थोड़ा सा शायद वो और शायद डेप्थ में जाना चाहिए था.
Yes, sir.
Hint. There should have been a hint that you're going into the depth. अभी क्या हो रहा है? Now this is becoming a tourist film. है ना. ये इंडिया का गाइड आता है ना, टूरिस्ट लोग, एक किताब आती है बड़ा सा, हाउ टू ट्रैवल इन इंडिया करके, उस तरह की एक वाराणसी के ऊपर एक फिल्म, which is not bad, but that is but at this level you'll have to start thinking about a little bit more, है ना. richness of culture, richness of Varanasi बोल ही रहा है आप में ना. वो रिचनेस ऑफ वाराणसी वो हिस्टोरिकली है ना, बट अभी अभी क्या सिचुएशन है उसका, है ना। तो आपने आपने बीच बीच में डाला है मॉडर्निटी एंड वगैरह वगैरह, तो वो कैसे रिचनेस, इस रिचनेस ऑफ वाराणसी को आई मीन कैसे वो मॉडर्निटी इफेक्ट करता है ना। क्योंकि वो मैंने सुना है कि वो कबीर जो है, कबीर का स्थल है ना। कबीर एक आई मीन इट्स बीन ए वो रिप्रेजेंट्स अ कल्चर ना कबीर। मैंने ये भी सुना है कि शैविज्म और वैष्णविज्म वो दोनों काफी सारे पंथ भी है उधर, वो सब बड़ा सा रिच कल्चर है। बट अभी कहाँ गया, अभी अभी का क्या सिचुएशन है वो हमें पता नहीं चलता। लिटिल बिट पता चलता है कि क्राफ्ट के बारे में या साड़ी के बारे में, जो भी है पंडित लोगों के बारे में, थिंग्स लाइक दैट इज माय मेजर ग्रॉस। नथिंग नथिंग गुड और नथिंग बैड, बट इस लेवल पे थोड़ा सा डेप्थ में जाना चाहिए, अपार्ट फ्रॉम बीइंग जस्ट ए टूरिस्ट का, है ना। समझ रहे मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ। एज ए अगर आपको बोला जाता है कि वाराणसी के ऊपर एक ट्रैवलॉग कर रहे हैं हम लोग, ये फिट बैठता है ना। तो एट दिस लेवल यू शुड बी a little more possibly going into the depth। ठीक है। आगे चलते, सेकंड क्वेश्चन।
Okay. With the example, state the importance of surprise or suspense in a story. नहीं सर, ये तो टेलीविजन है ना, मीडियम क्लोजअप था सर, गलती से कुछ।
हाँ तो वो टेलीविजन वाला पढ़ लीजिएगा।
Okay. Television is the medium close-up. This statement means that the television focuses on the detailing of the visual content it is delivering, unlike the cinema, which focuses on wider angles and capturing larger screens. The television focuses on the close-up shots and more detailing to convey the emotions in the show. Here are some relevant examples to discuss the statement. Character intimacy. The television focuses on the detailing of the characters and their expression, gestures, and the emotions, and their feelings are conveyed more effectively. News reporting. In the news broadcasting, close-up shots are used to convey the more details of the story, and the impactful expressions of the anchors, reporters, as well as the interviewers or interviewees by their close-up shots, so that the emotions of the people are strongly expressed by their body languages and gestures. Talk shows and interviews. The talk shows focus on the close-up shots to explore the body languages, non-verbal cues, as well as the verbal cues very effectively. In the interviews, close-up shots are frequently employed during the emotional moment, creating a more personal connection between the audience and the guest, fostering empathy and understanding. Documentary storytelling. Documentaries on the television are mainly focusing on the interviews by the people related to the topic to get more the information for the topic. To make the interviewee's emotion more effectively, the close-up shots are used so that people can show genuine emotion of the people. Dramatic impact in the sports event. The close-up shots are used in the sporting events just to highlight the best or the most dramatic movement. For example, like a cricket match, the face of a family member of a player is shown to capture their reaction when a player hits a stroke or is bowled. मतलब अच्छे और सबसे ज्यादा इमोशनली चैलेंजिंग मोमेंट्स में क्लोजअप शॉट्स का काफी ज्यादा यूज किया जाता है ड्रामेटिक बनाने के लिए.
Dramatic. What is the actually television is a medium of close-up. Discuss the statement with relevant examples, है ना.
हाँ,
तो
मैंने फोर्थ वाले को सेकंड पोजीशन पे कर दिया था और ऐसे करके वो क्योंकि क्या होता है.
हाँ तो कोई नहीं. तो आपने वो मतलब सही बिकॉज ऑफ द लास्ट स्क्रीन कैप्चर ना, बिकॉज सिनेमा में लास्ट स्क्रीन है ज्यादातर, तो देयर इज मोर स्कोप फॉर द लॉन्ग शॉट. वो आपने सही पकड़ा है. एंड देयरफॉर सिंस द स्क्रीन इज स्मॉल इन टेलीविजन, तो I mean, long shots may or may not work in television to the extent that it works in cinema. ये सही पकड़ा आपने ना. फिक्शन में कैरेक्टर एम्पैथी, इंटीमेसी सही बोल रहा है, सही पकड़ा आपने. न्यूज रिपोर्टिंग में एंकर अर्णब गोस्वामी का आप मिड शॉट देखते रहते हो, वो चिल्लाता रहता है वैम करके, है ना, तो
कौन
वो
कौन?
अरुणाब गोस्वामी, है ना।
अच्छा।
जो भी है, फॉक्स न्यूज, अगर आप अमेरिका में फॉक्स न्यूज के एंकर्स देखते हो, वो
ओके।
चिल्लाते रहते हैं टॉक शोज का, इंटरव्यूज में। सही पकड़ा आपने ना, काफी सारे सही पकड़ा आपने। डॉक्यूमेंट्री में भी पर्सनल टच आ जाता है, क्योंकि टेलीविजन एक अपना मीडियम है, वो अपना ड्राइंग रूम में रहते हैं, हॉल में रहते हैं, अपना घर में रहता है। तो बाय एंड लार्ज इट्स द कैरेक्टर्स इन द टेलीविजन which come in the fiction या नॉन फिक्शन होगा, या न्यूज एंकर होगा, वो अपना फैमिली मेंबर जैसा है, इसके लिए मे बी द क्लोजअप सूट्स बेटर। सही पकड़ा आपने, इसलिए फेयरली डिसेंट राइटर, या। तो लेट्स गो फॉर द नेक्स्ट वन।
ओके। OTT is the future of the entertainment industry. Discuss the statements with your opinion for the motion or against the motion. So I am speaking for the motion. पहला, अगर कोई बहुत ही बेनिफिट, किसी अगर रीजन से हमें कह सकता है that OTT is the future of the entertainment industry, तो वो है OTT की global reach और accessibility. That OTT platforms have a wider reach than satellites or cinema halls, which have a limited reach to the specific demographic area, while the OTT platforms have a global reach. As telling my personal experience, I can easily access any Korean drama in Hindi language because of the OTT reach and dubbing facility. मतलब इंडिया के ही कोई लोग विदेशी टीवी शोज देख सकते हैं आराम से, क्योंकि जो OTT है उसके थ्रू हम दुनिया भर का कंटेंट कंज्यूम कर सकते हैं. सेकेंड इज डाइवर्स कंटेंट एंड niche market. OTT platform present the content of various genres, languages, as well as different eras. Even the OTT platform suggests the TV shows or movies similar to the previously watched content of the consumer's preference, because of which people can select any type of the content as per their taste. Unlike the traditional broadcasting methods, in which the people can only access the things which are presented in their demographic area. Third is personalized content and on-demand viewing. OTT platform offer personalized content as the people have a wider range of options and can access as per their wish. For example, a person of a North Indian city can easily access a South Indian or a foreign film or drama in their own languages or with subtitles. And the fourth point is original content and creative freedom. As in Indian TV, it mainly focused on daily soaps, which are very over dramatic, while the OTT focuses on different stories, genres, as well as different stories, genres, as well as the family drama shows are shown as relatable to normal Indian families instead of over dramatic things. And the creative freedom gives the maker to openly express the vision for the different types of audience. OTT, okay. Sorry. OTT platforms leverage data analysis to understand the viewer behavior and the preferences, allowing the targeted and more effective advertising. The data-driven approach benefit both advertisers and viewers, as advertisements are more likely to be relevant and engaging to create a win-win situation. So overall, for the stakeholders here. So overall, I can say that there are many benefits of the OTT revolution on the content consumer, especially of the young generation. And it also gave a personalized and a varied experience to the public about the content they want to see, and they even can explore the cultures of the different countries by the content produced by them.
Yeah. So by and large, you are very clear that you are speaking for the motion.
Yeah.
आपका आंसर को क्रेडिबिलिटी जब ज्यादा मिलेगा, इफ even though you are speaking for the motion, you deal some of the criticisms and you discuss the criticisms, है ना?
Means?
ये कुछ तो criticism होगा ना OTT में, OTT के लिए कुछ तो criticism होगा लोगों का.
या एक्चुअली OTT के बस एक वो प्रॉब्लम ये होती है कि हमें सब्सक्रिप्शन लेना पड़ता है, जिसके लिए सब्सक्रिप्शन लेना पड़ता है, महंगे महंगे पैकेजेस लेने पड़ते हैं. और दूसरा OTT का एक जो ड्रॉबैक है वो ये कि यहाँ पे सेंसर बोर्ड नहीं है, जिसकी वजह से खुलेआम किसी भी तरह की चीज को प्रमोट किया जाता है, और जो लोग हैं मतलब वो कर नहीं पाते. अगर सेंसर बोर्ड हो तो एक तरह से लगाम भी लगी हो इन पर, तो ये एक छोटे से ड्रॉबैक भी है.
तो ये अभी क्या हो रहा है, ये पूरा मतलब पूरा एक साइडेड का हो रहा है. यू आर नॉट इवन डिस्कसिंग the drawback, है ना, and the possible solutions for the drawback, है ना. फॉर एग्जांपल ये ओटी डाटा एनालिसिस में एल्गोरिथम्स का क्या करेंगे आप, है ना. तो
Yeah.
उस तरह की चीजें आप थोड़ा सा, ऑल्दो you're clear that you're speaking for the motion, है ना, थोड़ा बहुत तो डील करने से थोड़ा क्रेडिबिलिटी बढ़ जाएगा, है ना. दैट पीपल विल नो कि यार इसने काफी रिसर्च किया है इसके ऊपर, एंड शी हैज अ क्लियर कट पिक्चर ऑफ इट, है ना. शी इज आल्सो थॉट अबाउट द कॉन्स ऑफ इट, प्रोज एंड कॉन्स में कॉन्स भी सोचा उन्होंने, पर उसकी इन स्पाइट ऑफ दैट शी इज फॉर इट. ये बात है ना, क्रेडिबल हो जाती है थोड़ा सा, क्रेडिबिलिटी लेवल. अदरवाइज इट्स अ वेरी क्लियर कट, है ना. आपका थॉट प्रोसेस पूरा क्लियर है इसमें. समझ रहे मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ? नॉट दैट दिस इज बैड, है ना. अगर अगर इफ यू आर सेइंग अबाउट द ड्रॉबैक्स एंड देन येट सेइंग दैट आई एम फॉर इट, वो थोड़ा सा आपका क्रेडिबिलिटी बढ़ेगा, है ना. दैट काइंड ऑफ.
Sir, like, can we say that counter arguments are going to enhance our answers?
You're cracking.
Usually debating में लेकिन हम लोग we are not supposed to say against if we are speaking for. हम लोग को we have to walk on thin wires in fact, क्योंकि it is just the way we debate. So यहाँ पे stating the opposite side as well. So would that work? I'm confused about that.
See, the whole idea is like, while reading this, I don't get a feeling that an wholesome thought process is going on in the mind of this writer. Although question करने में she has this cons, she has this, है ना. So if you hint at one or two little bit of things like this, and yet move on with that, you know, that if you are for it, they say these are minor things and all those things. So that would, what I'm saying is that would enhance the credibility of that. If you're for, it is not necessary that you almost hide all the negatives, है ना. It is not necessary. You can speak about the negatives and yet be for it, for the OPT. Is that what is? उसका आपका credibility बढ़ेगा in the sense that जो आदमी पढ़ेगा उसको वो पता चलेगा कि यार इसने सोचा है इसका बारे में ना, एन ओवरव्यू सोचा है इसके बारे में. इट्स नॉट एक तरफ की ये नहीं है करके एक वो फीलिंग आ जाता है.
Sure. Yes, sir.
Have I answered it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Who was the other girl speaking? Because she was cracking. She was cracking in the sense.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, am I audible now?
Yeah.
Sir, I was saying that like counter arguments are going to enhance your answers in a way. Right?
Yeah.
Like we can conclude.
Yeah, exactly.
Conclude in the end that these are the points, but still, I would like to say that OTT is better, and like conclude for the statement.
That's right, because that gives an impression that this person has thought about everything, है ना. It is not just that अभी बोलना है कि एक तरफ बोलना है, एक तरफ अच्छा ये अच्छा, है ना. अगर समझो
एक्चुअली सर बात ये थी कि फॉर द मोशन लिखा हुआ तो फिर मतलब उसमें मैं सिर्फ वो अच्छे अच्छा लगे, लेकिन मैं समझ गई कि मतलब हमें उसके ड्रॉबैक्स को भी एड्रेस करना चाहिए. लेकिन हाँ, फॉर द मोशन था तो इसलिए मैंने, नहीं तो अगर अगेंस्ट द मोशन को होता तो मैं अगेंस्ट द मोशन में भी कोई बोल सकते थे.
हाँ नहीं, वो आपका स्टैंड पता चलता है ना, आपका स्टैंड पता चलता है. बेसिकली व्हाट आई एम लुकिंग एट इज आपका स्टैंड क्या है. हाँ, ये फॉर है, ये अगेंस्ट है, बट स्टिल आई एम गोइंग फॉर द फॉर, है ना. आई एम गोइंग फॉर द पॉजिटिव. तो आपका एक स्टैंड पता चलता है इसमें क्लियरली.
ओके सर, मेरा फोर्थ वाला
कर ले.
importance of surprise as well as suspense in a story. ओके, मैंने इसको फिल्मों के रेफरेंस में ज्यादा रखा है. तो पहला है capturing attention. The movies which have a shocking revelation in the end of the film can suddenly attract the people's attention in the shocking revelation and keeps the people more involved in the moment as it gives them chills. And emotional engagement. When something unexpected twist is revealed in the end, so various emotions like shock, awe, fear, joy, and sadness are evoked. For example, in the movie Sixth Sense, when it is revealed that the main character of the movie is a ghost, so a sense of shock is felt in the audience. And while in the Malayalam movie named Minnaram, when the tragic twist of the lead actress being terminally ill is revealed, so the audience felt shock as well as sadness. And memorability. If a film completely surprises you by the shocking plot twist, so it becomes a cult classic and remembered for a long time. Like the best example of which can be the two iconic Hindi films of the 90s decade, namely Gupt and Kaun, which are still very popular because of the way it tackled the audience emotions by the shocking plot twist. Now, the importance of suspense in the storytelling. The the suspense in the storytelling is important for sustaining the interest of the people, and as the people are sustained in the as the people's interest is sustained in the film, so when the suspense is revealed, so it is very impactful. Like the buildup of a suspense in a screenplay keeps the people interested in the films, and when in the end an unexpected twist is revealed, so the audience would be engaged more in the film for a satisfying end. The best example I can give of this is of the Tamil movie Ratchasan. Ratchasan कहते हैं उसका सही pronunciation ये है, in which the suspense keeps the audience hooked in the film, and the revelation of the real serial killer gives audience a satisfying vibe which resulted in an amazing climax. Pacing and the rhythm is maintained by the suspenseful elements. Like the suspenseful elements of a movie give a pace to the film, and it can be slow pace most of the times, but to give an edge of the seat experience, sometimes they are fast paced also. रुके. Suspenseful elements in a film give a pace to the film. It can be slow paced most of the times to give an edge of the seat experience, but they are sometimes fast paced also, which keeps the audience hooked and tense in the thriller story of the films. Movies like Drishyam or movies like Drishyam or Opam, the various plot twists and turns makes the engaging pace and the rhythm of the film, which gives the edge of the seat experience to the audience and keep them intrigued for every next moment. Okay. The final point is the character empathy. As the story's suspense develops, so we feel empathized for the characters who are trapped. Like in the movie named Reservoir Dogs, the audience feel empathy for the characters when they are falsely accused for betraying the gang in the robbery. Same as in the movie named Ajnabi, people feel sympathized for the character of Raj who was struggling to prove that he did not murder the character of Sonia. तो फिर ये कह सकते हैं हम सस्पेंस और शॉक के बारे सरप्राइज और सस्पेंस के बारे में कि सस्पेंस हमें पूरी फिल्म भर हुक्ड रखता है, वाइल जो सरप्राइज होता है वो हमें फिल्म के रेवलेशन मोमेंट से लेके क्लाइमैक्स तक हुक्ड रखता है. और अगर हम पूरी फिल्म भर सस्पेंस की वजह से हुक्ड रहे तो फिर क्लाइमैक्स हमें और सेटिस्फाइंग लगता है.
Yeah, this is a fair enough kind of thing. So, only thing is कुछ examples है ना. आपने फॉर एग्जांपल सिक्स्थ सेंस का एग्जांपल आपने क्लियरली लिखा है. सिक्स्थ सेंस में एंड में इज रिवील्ड दैट इज अ घोस्ट, है ना. तो द शॉक एकदम सही है ना. तो इस एग्जांपल एंड टर्मिनल ये सेकंड वाला भी मिन्नारम भी सही बिकॉज़ यू हैव एक्सप्लेन व्हाट द
मतलब actually that movie, the whole tone of the movie was changed. Like the movie was going as a comedy movie, but later on when it was revealed that the heroine is terminally ill, तो पूरा film का mood ही change हो जाता है climax तक.
ऐसे ये sadness आपने लिखा है. sadness,
तो मतलब पूरी मतलब
ये सही है. Now when you're giving examples, now गुप्त में जो इधर sixth sense में जो आपने एक लाइन में क्लियर कर दिया, गुप्त में क्या ट्विस्ट है आपने नहीं किया, है ना.
हाँ, गुप्त और कौन में सिमिलर काइंड का था.
हाँ, तो वो शायद आपका वर्ड का इशू होगा, पर आपको सिलेक्ट करना होगा या तो एक गुप्त और कौन में से एक करो, है ना. एक और थोड़ा सा
मतलब दोनों ही फिल्मों को उनके प्लॉट ट्विस्ट के लिए काफी ज्यादा वो जाना जाता है कि मतलब
बट क्या प्लॉट ट्विस्ट है ये थोड़ा सा मिसिंग था ना. गुप्त जिस तरह से ये अपना सिक्स्थ सेंस में आपने एग्जांपल दिया है ना, ये दोनों में एग्जांपल दिया, एकदम क्लियर था, है ना। वो
हम्म
घोस्ट है, एंड में शॉक हो जाता है ना, उस
हम्म
तरह की। ऐसा गुप्त और फॉर्म में नहीं है ना, वो थोड़ा सा मिसिंग था।
हम्म
हाँ, तो सबसे जो ये यहाँ पे आपने दी एग्जांपल, है ना, तो विच इज फेयर इनफ। एंड दृश्यम में भी थ्रिलर, हाँ, दृश्यम में क्या हो रहा है ना, the same thing with
हम्म
the Drishyam and Uppam also, no? Maybe you could have just concentrated on the Drishyam kind of a thing, you know?
Yeah, but actually, sir,
Hmm.
the second film I mentioned of the name Opam was actually उसमें लिखा रहता है कि किलर सामने ही होता है, बस जो मेन कैरेक्टर होता है हु इज अ ब्लाइंड मैन, उसको उस किलर से बचाना है किसी को। तो फिर वो सस्पेंस जैसा कहाँ से हुआ मतलब। लेकिन हाँ ये है कि ये फिल्म की जो सस्पेंसफुल एलिमेंट्स है उसमें बाद में कुछ रिवील होता है बाद में ऐसा, जो ऑडियंस को मतलब वो करता है, मतलब ट्विस्ट एंड टर्न्स थोड़े बहुत थे तो फिर मतलब।
ठीक है, तो Uppam तो थोड़ा सा डिटेल में कर देता, इधर ऑफ देम, है ना, थोड़ा सा डिटेल में कर देता, एक लाइन में या आधा लाइन में,
हाँ दोनों के
तो
बारे में बोल सकते थे।
तो क्लियर हो जाता है ना।
हम्म
ये जैसे जैसे रिजर्वियर डॉग्स में कहा आपने ना, ऑडियंस विल
हम्म
एम्पैथी फॉर द कैरेक्टर्स, वी आर फॉल्सली एक्यूज्ड, है ना।
हम्म
ना उस तरह की एक थोड़ा सा डिटेल अगर कर देते, है ना, तो ये और थोड़ा सा राउंड ऑफ होता गया, क्लियर।
हाँ
या अदरवाइज वो हवा में बोल रहा है। अगर मान लो मैंने दृश्यम नहीं देखा या उपम नहीं
हाँ
देखा, है ना, कोई मतलब नहीं है उसका, हालांकि वो कम पॉसिबिलिटी है, मैंने नहीं देखा, बट फिर भी
हम्म
कोई नहीं देखते तो उसका कोई मतलब ही नहीं है। दृश्यम, हाँ मैंने कहा कुछ होगा दृश्यम में, कुछ होगा
हम्म
उपम में, है ना, उस तरह की बातें। जिस तरह से आपने उपम के बारे में एक्सप्लेन किया अभी, तो वो बातें ब्रीफली अगर आ जाते हैं इसमें अपना बॉडी ऑफ द राइटिंग में, तो थोड़ा
हम्म
बात बनती है। दैट इज द लिमिटेड पॉइंट ऑन, ठीक
हम्म
है, क्लियर। या
Sir, sir,
या
can I interview?
या
Tanvi, the Tamil film you were mentioning is actually its name is Rakshasa.
Ratsasan, okay, the correct pronunciation. Okay,
राक्षसम, राक्षसन, राक्षस,
yeah,
हाँ
yeah, it means Rakshas in Hindi,
हाँ
yes.
हाँ,
Hmm.
ठीक है।
So, okay.
So that's a
वैसे
fact.
जितिन का भी I wanted to know that what he can say about the Malayalam films examples I gave.
It was a really good example because the movies you mentioned, especially Drishyam, Uppam, and Minnaram, they kind of have a suspense and surprise element, even not only at the climax portion, but also on the different uh, portions of the film. So
Yeah,
I
actually
felt
in Mannaram it was revealed in the middle, मतलब एक hints के through दिखाने की कोशिश की गई थी, मतलब ऐसे while Obama had different plot twist and turns at every second moment.
to me, I think Drishyam is one of the best film which has the so-called suspense in the entire Indian films. To me,
Yeah, the ending was completely
uh,
yes.
that
दृश्यम
was shocking.
थ्रू आउट बहुत अच्छी थी। दृश्यम इज वन ऑफ द बेस्ट सस्पेंस फिल्म्स ऑल
Yeah,
आउट जो भी मैंने देखी है इंडिया के
Yeah,
बाहर।
yeah.
Uh,
Even
that
the
even
climax revelation of Drishyam 2 was great.
yeah,
Drishyam 2 के end में जो था मतलब वो भी बहुत वो पहली वाली से भी ज्यादा यूनिक लगा, मतलब ऐसा।
बॉलीवुड
because
वर्जन
even Drishyam has been changed language like multiple language. Even it has been recreated in Chinese,
Yeah.
like the Wolf and Lamb. Some night.
yeah.
Hmm.
So this answer, you have given various examples.
Hmm.
Another way of answering this question is take Drishyam, for example. उसमें there is suspense there is revelation there is shocking, ये सब है। You could have also written this entire 500 word piece only taking Drishyam and little bit of that, you know. So
Hmm.
that could have also been done, you know. That is also a possibility. That's what, and you could base your whole 500 words on one film, either Drishyam or Rakshasam or whatever, you know.
Hmm.
You could also have done that. You know?
Okay.
Not that this is not good, but some things are missing, you know. Some details are missing.
Hmm.
That's what I think.
Hmm.
Okay, let's move forward.
Okay.
Uh, so the
सर क्या
next
मैं
is
सुना सकता हूँ पहले?
आप कौन, अब गीत।
जी मेरा पहले नंबर पे था, मैं थोड़ा आने में मुझे देर हो गई थी।
अच्छा ठीक है, या गीत।
Okay, sir. First of all, good evening and namaste.
नमस्ते.
So my answer is, मतलब पहले क्वेश्चन पढ़ लेते हैं.
Hmm.
Take any subject you like to make a documentary on, write brief background and the need for such documentary, the statement you want to make through this documentary in one sentence, audience intended, at least 3 points should be included in the documentary. If you think some interviews on camera are needed, then who should it be, and give 2 questions to be asked. Okay, so the answer goes like this. Understanding Israel Palestine, a documentary exploration. The first point is background and need for the documentary. The Israel Palestine conflict has been going on for a really long time and it's super complicated. There are historical, religious, and cultural factors at play, and sometimes it's hard to get the real picture because of all the different opinions and biases out there. So I want to make a documentary to help people really understand what's going on and hear from the actual people affected by it. So second is the main point of the documentary. My documentary is all about showing the human side of the Israel-Palestine conflict, giving a voice to regular people on both sides, and hoping to encourage everyone to talk and understand each other better for a peaceful solution. Third is intended audience. I'm making this for anyone who's curious about international stuff, conflicts, and human rights. Basically, people who might not know a lot about the Israel Palestine thing and want to learn more without all the drama you usually see in the news. Fourth is what's going to be in the documentary. The first thing will be history stuff. I'll explain the important events from way back when to now so that people can see how everything got so messed up. Second will be real stories from real people. I'll talk to regular folks living there and share their stories. I want viewers to see that there are actual people with families and dreams on both sides, not just what you see on television. Third will be peaceful solutions. I'll highlight things like local projects and talks happening to bring peace. Not everyone there is fighting, and I want to show that side of things too. Fifth will be interviews and questions. First, I will talk to a Palestinian activist. The first question I'll ask will be, can you share a story from your life that shows how tough it is for Palestinians every day, and what do you think is the best way to fix things? The second question will be, what can other countries do to help Palestinian people and make things better? Then I will talk to a Israeli peace advocate. So please scroll. Thank you, sir. The first question will be, how do you tell people in your own community about wanting peace and what needs to happen to build trust between Israelis and Palestinians? The second question will be, what are some things that people get wrong about Israel and how can we clear up those misunderstandings by talking to each other? In a nutshell, my documentary, Understanding Israel Palestine, is like a crash course for people who want to get past the headlines and hear real stories. I hope it makes everyone see that there is more to the conflict than we usually hear and that talking is way better than fighting.
क्या ये आपने सही एक करंट टॉपिक पकड़ा है आपने, इसलिए पैलेस्टीन का और इसका 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 हिस्ट्री है 100 इयर्स पहले से जाता है, शायद मे बी थाउजेंड्स ऑफ इयर्स, है ना. एक लास्ट में आपने एक लाइन लिखा, आई होप इट हेल्प्स एवरीवन सी that there's more to the conflict than what we usually hear and talk, and that talking is way better than fighting. I hope that it helps everyone to see that there's more to the conflict than what we usually hear. So in this, in the ये कितने words का है? 500 roughly
around 500.
हाँ ठीक है. तो ये इस 500 में मुझे ये कहाँ गया? मुझे more to the conflict. So जो मैं नॉर्मली देखता हूँ टीवी पे उतना ही ग्रास्प हुआ है ना इस राइटअप से. यू आर गेटिंग व्हाट आई एम सेइंग?
Yes, sir.
उसमें कहने का ये मतलब है एक ब्रॉड जनरलाइज्ड 500 वर्ड्स है ना. तो वो थोड़ा सा शायद थोड़ा सा डिटेलिंग मैंने मिस किया है इसमें, है ना. तो ये मुझे एक तो ये चीजें है ना. फॉर एग्जाम्पल इफ यू आर टॉकिंग टू द पैलेस्टाइन, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल ये बात है कि क्वेश्चन इज वेदर यू गोइंग टू question is suggests that whether you're going to have interviews. If you're going to have an interviews, what is it? No, I don't think whatever I've read from whoever is written, I don't think they've looked at the option of not interviewing, which was also a scope in the question, But since when you're talking about the Palestinian activities, I mean the obvious question would be कि आप 50 साल पहले या 1940s में 50s में it was your land, and now it's not your land, so that could be the most obvious question, so all that little bit of detailing and all थोड़ा सा missing मेरे को मुझे लगा missing है करके. And there is also speak with Israeli peace advocates, for example, there is this whole division between the Zionist and the and the other traditional Israelis, not Israelis, traditional Jews, उसका क्या Jews है उसका, some Jews it's there, तो उन दोनों का बीच में एक थोड़ा सा हल्का सा क्लैश है, एंड वहाँ पे भी वो प्रोटेस्ट है, उस तरह की चीजें इसमें नहीं आ रहा है ना. Although you're saying in the end, because it's a self-declared intention that you see more than what we see and hear.
Yes, sir.
So this is my you're talking about the human side of the what also I'm missing is what is your stand on this? It's easy to take a humanist stand, what's your stand? थोड़ा hint भी नहीं मिला मेरे को थोड़ा सा, या जो भी पढ़ेगा वो पता चला ठीक है, ह्यूमनिस्ट एंगल है, पर्सनल हिस्ट्री मतलब सफरिंग इधर भी है, सफरिंग उधर भी है ना, वो सब आ रहा है ना, ह्यूमनिस्ट एंगल तो आ रहा है थोड़ा सा, बट उसके अलावा उसके आगे व्हाट इज आई फेल टू एंटर इन एक डॉक्यूमेंट्री में, इट्स लाइक एनी फिल्म, नॉट इवन अ डॉक्यूमेंट्री, a filmmaker's point of view would always be there, है ना, वो थोड़ा सा मिसिंग लगा मेरे को इसमें, ना.
वो तो है सर,
हाँ,
समझ गया सर.
ठीक है ना. So we'll go for the next one.
Okay. With examples, state the importance of surprise and suspense in storytelling. So the heading will be the importance of surprise and suspense in stories. So please scroll. So, storytelling is like magic that happens that makes stories interesting and exciting. Two special things that make stories more fun are surprise and suspense. Let's see why these are so important in our Indian stories. First is surprise. Surprise in stories is when something happens that you didn't expect. It's like a sudden twist that makes you go, wow. For example, think about the story of Lord Krishna. In the Mahabharata, when Arjun sees Krishna's divine form, it's a big surprise. Nobody expected it, and it makes the story more interesting. Surprise is cool because it keeps us guessing. We don't know what will happen next, and that makes the story more exciting. It's like a secret that makes us want to know more. Then, second is suspense. Suspense is when you don't know what will happen and you really want to find out. Imagine a story where a hero is in danger and you don't know if they will be okay. That feeling of waiting to see what happens in a suspense. In the Ramayana, when Lord Hanuman goes to find Sita, we don't know if he will succeed. That suspense makes us want to know more about the story. Suspense is like a game of waiting. It keeps us interested and makes the story more fun. We want to know how things will turn out, and that keeps us hooked. The combined impact. Surprise and suspense work together and make stories even better. If a surprise happens after a lot of suspense, it feels more exciting. For example, in the story of Tenali Raman, when he cleverly solves a problem, it's surprising because we didn't see it coming. The suspense before his clever move makes it more interesting. In our Indian stories, whether from epics like Mahabharata and Ramayana or folk tales like Panchtantra, are full of surprises and suspense. The unexpected events and the excitement of not knowing what will happen next makes these stories more special. Conclusion: In our so in our Indian stories, surprise and suspense are like special ingredients that make the stories more enjoyable. They make us feel emotions, think about what might happen, and keeps us connected to the story. Just like a good masala chai needs the right mix of ingredients, a good story needs the right mix of surprise and suspense to be truly magical. So the next time you hear a story from our rich Indian traditions, pay attention to the surprises and suspense. They are what makes the story come alive.
ठीक है, इसमें आपका स्टैंड एकदम क्लियरली आ जाता है सस्पेंस और सरप्राइज को लेके, है ना। स्टेट द इम्पोर्टेंस, एकदम इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ सरप्राइज एंड सस्पेंस। एक पूरा आपने इधर सरप्राइज का एलिमेंट आपने किया विद एग्जांपल्स ऑफ कृष्णा एंड अर्जुना, और एकदम सही एग्जांपल दिया। एंड ये इसका सरप्राइज का एंड सस्पेंस का डिस्टिंक्ट है ना? तो हनुमान का एग्जांपल दिया सीता के साथ एंड ऑल, ये सही पकड़ा। सस्पेंस इज द किंग ऑफ वेटिंग। आपको पता है, आपको कॉज एंड इफेक्ट जो मामला जो है, अभी सस्पेंस में इफेक्ट रफली हमको पता चलता है कि इफेक्ट क्या है, या आपको एक भूत बंगला के अंदर जाना है और या आप सर्वाइव करेंगे नहीं करेंगे, वो अलग बात है, वो सस्पेंस है। बट वो वेटिंग गेम में, जैसे आपने बोला कि यार भूत को एनकाउंटर करना ही है उसको ना, तो सर्वाइव होएगा नहीं होएगा वो अलग बात है। कॉज मतलब इफेक्ट तो है, दिख रहा है हमको, है ना। मतलब कॉज वेरस इट्स अदर वे राउंड व्हेन यू डीलिंग विद, ये सही पकड़ा आपने। एंड आपने ये भी पकड़ा है कि ये कंबाइंड इफेक्ट का बेस्ट एग्जांपल वुड बी द कंबाइंड इफेक्ट। तेनालीराम का एग्जांपल दिया, सो लिटिल बिट, अगर एक समझो एक एग्जांपल और थोड़ा सा कंबाइंड इफेक्ट में तेनालीराम का थोड़ा सा डिटेलिंग करते हैं आप, एक कोई कहानी पकड़ के, है ना, जैसे कृष्ण के बोला आपने, है ना, इट्स ए वेरी स्पेसिफिक कहानी। वो
कोई
बोलता
कहानी
है,
याद नहीं आ रही थी सर, तो बस सोचा बस
हाँ, तो वो
ख्याल
तेनालीरामा
आया तो
हो,
लिख दिया।
हाँ, तेनालीरामा हो या कोई और भी हो, एक थोड़ा सा डिटेलिंग हो जाए ना, ये कंबाइंड कैसे इफेक्ट करता है। आपने अलग अलग तो दिखा दिया, एक्सप्लेन कर दिया अलग अलग से, कंबाइंड कैसे वर्क करता है ना, एक एग्जांपल लेके एकदम आप जेनरिकली बोला है कि तेनालीराम की कहानी में है, रामायण में है, महाभारत में है, तो एक थोड़ा सा स्पेसिफिक एग्जांपल देता, ये एकदम सही हो जाता है ना। तो उस दौरान 2-3 लाइन आपका बढ़ जाते हैं इधर, कंक्लूजन में आप एकदम एंड कर देते जल्दी, ये सर इसकी कोई जरूरत ही नहीं है ना। फॉर एग्जांपल लास्ट लाइन की कोई जरूरत ही नहीं है, उधर यूज कर लेते हैं आप, है ना, इस तरह की। अदरवाइज योर थॉट प्रोसेस इज वेरी क्लियर एज फार एज दिस एस्पेक्ट गोज, है ना।
समझ गया सर।
या विल गो फॉर द नेक्स्ट वन।
Okay. OTT is the future of entertainment industry. Discuss the statement with your opinion for or against the same. My opinion is for the statement. The heading is OTT is the future of entertainment. Watching shows and movies online through platforms like Netflix, Amazon Prime Video, Disney Plus, Hotstar, MX Player, etc. is becoming popular, and there are good reasons to think that this way of getting entertainment is the future. The first is easy to watch anytime, anywhere. With these online platforms, you can watch whatever you want, whenever you want, and wherever you want. It's super easy and convenient. Traditional TV can't give you that kind of flexibility. Second is lots of different stuff to watch. There's a ton of different shows and movies to pick from. No matter what you like, you can find something you'll enjoy. This is great because it means everyone can find something they love. Third is cool and new shows. These platforms make their own shows and movies, and they are really good. Sometimes they are even better than the stuff you see on regular TV. It's like having a whole bunch of new and exciting things to watch. Fourth is pick shows for you. These platforms use smart computing programs to figure out what you might like to watch. It's like having your own personal TV guide. This way, you are more likely to find shows you love. Fifth is costless. Paying for these online platforms is often cheaper than paying for regular TV. You can choose the plan that fits your budget and only pay for what you want to watch. Sixth is everyone should in the around the world can watch. You can watch shows from anywhere in the world. It's like sharing stories with people from different places. This means more opportunities for creators and more cool stuff for us to watch. 7. The effects of lockdown. When the whole world was suffering from COVID-19 and the whole nation was on a lockdown, the OTT market rose to power and people started binge watching various shows and movies of various countries. Due to easy access to films, most of the audience prefer to stay at home and wait for the movie to be released on an OTT platform. Only mass films can gather a good amount of audience now. It is good films finally getting the recognition they deserved. The films who didn't get the recognition they deserved got it in the end, even though they couldn't perform well on the box office. Ninth is more access to vintage, retro, and classic cinema. Due to the rise of OTT, people are now able to watch all the old classic films with their parents and help them relive their childhood. They can also watch such films for themselves and for educational purposes. Conclusion: Watching shows and movies online is super popular and fun, but saying it's the only future might be too much. Traditional TV is also changing, and both ways of getting entertainment will probably stick around. It's like having different flavors of ice cream. Everyone can pick their favorite.
So basically the question was OTT is a future of entertainment industry. है ना? So discuss the statement with your opinion, for or against the same. थोड़ा सा ये जो you haven't dwelt on this, ऐसा लगा मेरे को, है ना? The future of the is it future? Last में कुछ एक दो लाइन बोला आपने. Probably if you're dealing with this issue, when you're dealing with the entire digitalization of the world, हाँ, तो उसके अंदर आप OTT को देखते हैं, है ना? तो वो थोड़ा सा शायद वो थोड़ा सा ब्रॉडर हो जाता है कि पैसे भी आजकल, है ना? आजकल मेरा बैंक से भी SMS आने लगा, मतलब ऑनलाइन पैसे का, आप यू आर सिलेक्टेड फॉर ऑनलाइन डिजिटल मनी एंड स्टफ लगा एज अ टेस्ट प्रोजेक्ट एंड स्टफ लगा. तो वो फ्यूचर के अंदर आप OTT को कैसे देखते हैं? दैट वुड बी प्रोबेबली बी द लार्जर इशू, है ना? तो the whole life is getting digitized, है ना? आपका लाइफ, मेरा लाइफ, एवरीथिंग इज जैसे हम लोग बात कर रहे हैं अभी डिजिटली कर रहे हैं ना, तो फिजिकली तो नहीं. आप कुछ बोल रहे थे.
तो जैसे कि आजकल जितने भी मोबाइल प्लान्स भी हो रहे हैं वो भी सब ओटीटी का फ्री सब्सक्रिप्शन दे रहे हैं अपने, तो मतलब एक तरह से ओटीटी का मार्केट बढ़ता ही जा रहा है दिन पर दिन.
हाँ, एकदम. सो ये अगर ब्रॉडर, अगर फ्यूचर अगर देखना है एंटरटेनमेंट इंडस्ट्री का OTT ओवर द टॉप, है ना? ओवर द टॉप क्यों है ना? बिकॉज हम लोग इंटरनेट के थ्रू देख रहे हैं ना. एक तो वर्ल्ड काफी सारे एडवांटेजेस है, आपने बताए 10 8 10 है, ये सही है, एकदम सही है. हम उन्होंने भी, तन्वी ने भी बोला है कि यार वो ऑस्ट्रेलिया में बैठ के मलयालम फिल्म देख सकते हैं आप, है ना? तो इस तरह की चीजें काफी सारे हैं ग्लोबलाइजेशन के, है ना? पर या तो थोड़ा सा लार्जर इशू थोड़ा सा मिसिंग था मुझे लगा, है ना? यू गेटिंग व्हाट आई एम सेइंग?
समझ रहा हूँ सर, समझ रहा हूँ.
हाँ.
Okay. Television is a medium of close-up. Discuss the statement with relevant examples. TV is like a magic window that brings stories and characters right into our homes. It's not like the big movie screen, it's more like a close-up camera that shows things up close and personal. Let's see why TV in India is all about the close-up and how it makes our favorite shows more interesting. First is feeling the emotions. Indian TV shows want you to really feel what the characters are going through. That's why they use close-ups of shots of faces to show emotions like happiness, sadness, or surprise. For example, in the show Ye Rishta Kya Kehlata Hai, close-ups of characters' expressions makes us understand their feelings better. Second is knowing the characters. Close-ups help us get to know the characters. Whether it's a funny moment in the Tarak Mehta Ka Ulta Chashma or a serious one in Nagin, the camera zooms in on their faces to tell us more about them. Third is catching the drama. TV loves drama and close-ups are like the secret ingredient. In a show like The Kasauti Zindagi Ki, when characters have intense conversations, the close-ups on their faces make it even more dramatic and exciting. Fourth is showing details and moods. Indian TV uses close-ups to show small details in that matter. If there's a family celebration in Ye Hai Mohabbatein, close-ups capture their festive mood, colorful clothes, and happy faces, making us feel part of the celebration. Fifth is building suspense. TV shows in India want to keep you hooked, and close-ups helps build suspense. Sorry. In Crime Patrol, when they are investigating a mystery, close-ups create a tense atmosphere, making us curious about what will happen next. Please scroll through. Sixth is expressing thoughts without words. Sometimes characters in Indian TV do not need to speak. A close-up shot can tell us what they are thinking or feeling. In Bhabiji Ghar Par Hai, a simple close-up of characters' reaction can be as funny as the dialogue. Seventh, making moments special. Indian TV wants to make special moments memorable, but whether it's a romantic scene in Ye Hai Chahte or a twist in Big Boss, close-ups make these moments stand out and stay in our minds. Eighth is connecting with the audience. In shows like Kaun Banega Crorepati, close-ups are used to capture the expressions of participants. This helps us connect with their excitement, nervousness, and joy, making us like part of the game. Conclusion: Indian TV loves being close up and personal. It wants us to feel the emotions, get to know the characters, and be a part of the drama. By using close ups, our favorite shows in India make storytelling more intimate and engaging, bringing the magic of television right into our homes.
Yeah, this is fair enough. Television is a medium of close-up. Discuss the statement with relevant examples. एक 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 मैं अगर अब मेंटल एक्सरसाइज अभी करें अभी फिलहाल राइट नाउ if you erase Indian television shows and replace it with Indian films. Indian films want you to really feel what the characters are going through, है ना? And मान लो ये रिश्ता कहलाता है ये फिल्म, है ना? कुछ फर्क पड़ता?
पढ़ता था क्योंकि इतनी सारी पीढ़ियां निकल गई, आज तक पता ही नहीं चला कि रिश्ता कहलाता क्या है और कितना देखेगा इंसान।
No, what I'm trying to say is this a write up on close-ups, the utility of close-ups, or is this a write up on the utility of close-up in television? ये मैं wanted to bring this discussion forward.
टेलीविजन में जहाँ तक मेरा अनुमान है कि टेलीविजन छोटा सा होता है, मतलब पहले भी होता था, अब तो थोड़ा बड़ा टेलीविजन आ गया है, लेकिन कैरेक्टर्स के इमोशंस को ज्यादा अच्छे से दिखा सकते थे टेलीविजन पे। जैसे कि पुराने शो जैसे कि महाभारत रामायण, उनमें क्लोजअप शॉट्स का ज्यादा इस्तेमाल होता था, तो वो कैरेक्टर क्या फील कर रहा है हम लोग अच्छे से समझ जाते थे। और जब फैमिली भी साथ में बैठ के देखती थी तो एक तरह से बगल वाला जो फील कर रहा है हम भी फील करने लगते थे, एक तरह से चेन रिएक्शन टाइप का बन जाता था। फिल्म तो मोस्टली लोग अकेले भी देख लेते हैं या दोस्तों के साथ, एक दो दोस्त के साथ, तो उतना अच्छे से जरूरी नहीं है कि मैं जो फील कर रहा हूँ मेरा बगल वाला भी फील कर रहा हूँ। फिल्म से वैसा चेन रिएक्शन टाइप का नहीं बन पाता है। बट सीरियल जो होता है वो पूरी फैमिली भी साथ में बैठ के देख सकती है ना, तो वही चेन रिएक्शन टाइप की बात है।
हाँ, तो वो आप बोल रहे हैं कि ये चेन इट फैसिलिटेट्स द क्लोज अप फैसिलिटेट्स दिस चेन रिएक्शन, दैट काइंड ऑफ अ थिंग, ये बोल रहे हैं ना? हाँ
जी सर।
ये वैलिड पॉइंट है ना? तो देन दैट इज स्पेसिफिक टू टेलीविजन, है ना? तो अभी जो आपने एक्सप्लेन किया है ऐसे थोड़ा सा सोचना पड़ेगा, है ना? यू हैड टाइम हियर बट आपके एग्जामिनेशन में टाइम नहीं रहेगा ये सब, है ना? फटाफट लिखना पड़ेगा, बट आपका थॉट प्रोसेस को क्लियर करना पड़ेगा इन टर्म्स ऑफ हाउ डू यू सी टेलीविजन, हाउ डू यू सी ओटीटी, हाउ डू यू सी फिल्म, रिश्ता क्या है, वो सब थोड़ा सा क्लियर करके आपका आपका स्टैंड क्या है आपको रख के करना पड़ेगा। बट यू हियर यू हैड टाइम टू डू दैट। तो अभी जो बोला आपने एक पॉइंट ना एकदम सही पकड़ा आपने, एकदम सही पकड़ा आपने। ये दिस इज व्हाट आई एम एक्सपेक्टिंग ऑफ anyone would expect if we're talking about television as a medium of close-up. Otherwise, वैसे के वैसे close-up तो फिल्में में भी होती है ना? काफी सारे होती है। आप राजेश खन्ना की फिल्म देखो या जो भी है, विच फिल्म, है ना? वो रोमांटिक सीन आ गया तो क्लोजअप आ ही जाएगा उसमें उस तरह की। सो व्हाट इज स्पेसिफिकली, व्हाई डज स्पेसिफिकली टेलीविजन यूज क्लोजअप्स, है ना? और द क्लोजर शॉट, ये थोड़ा सा आपको सबको, नॉट ओनली यू बट एवरीवन शुड, इंक्लूडिंग मी, है ना? एवरीवन शुड थिंक अबाउट दिस, एवरीवन शुड थिंक अबाउट दिस, व्हाई डज, है ना? नहीं तो क्लोजअप तो सिनेमा में भी वही क्लोजअप है ना? तो आई वुड लाइक मोर एंड मोर सच पॉइंट्स, अभी जो एक्सप्लेन किया ना आपने, आई वुड लाइक मोर एंड मोर सच पॉइंट्स, है ना?
समझ गया सर।
हाँ,
कंप्लीट हो गया शायद।
कंप्लीट हो
हाँ
गया ना?
ओके।
तो देन
जी
तन्वी का हो गया, देन वी
अब शायद प्रगी का है।
प्रज्ञू।
थैंक यू।
Good evening, sir.
गुड इवनिंग।
So, sir, shall I start?
Yeah.
Take any question one. Take any subject you like to make a documentary on, right? So I'm beginning with the answer. Brief background and need. Mental health will be the topic I would like to make a documentary film on. In times like today, where we have access to almost every other thing, there are both pros and cons of exposure to social media mostly. Exposure to technology and social media has benefited many people, but there are some people who have fallen prey to it as well. According to me, there is no specific or a label reason that can lead you to have bad mental health or depression. Anything can cause you to have a bad mental health. I feel addressing it is the first step. With the help of documentary films, we can spread awareness for the same and make the different types of issues known so that the victims will be well educated regarding it. the statement you want to make through this documentary in one sentence. There should be no stereotype when someone talks about mental health. Audience needed. Main audience will be the people who are victims of self-consciousness, racism, gender inequality, sorry, I guess I missed it, and people who are dealing with mental health issues. People to be included. If we talk about mental health, the most important point that will be included is about self-love and self-respect. It is very important for everyone to embrace and most importantly, accept ourselves just the way we are. We live in a society where everyone, irrespective of where we live, are expected to live in a certain way and behave in a certain way. This should be eliminated, and the very fact of staying happy with all moral values should be inculcated in us. If everyone is focused on being happy and not making others happy, our mental health will be sorted and we can move towards being progressive. Other points will include that it was never too late to restart and beauty lies within. Interviews. um, Important celebrities, for example, Deepika Padukone, shall be interviewed as public figures and listened to, and they have the power to influence people. Also, she has faced mental health issues in her past and also has opened a foundation called Live, Love, Laugh. Question to celebrities will be to explain in depth how they used to feel, as it is important for people to know about the story, as there is no specific reason behind it. We will interview people who are undergoing treatment and ask them how they have recognized the issue, as awareness about detecting the problem is more important. For example, if a person who has never given a chance to live a life on their own terms will constantly feel stuck and claustrophobic as they don't know how it is important for a person, an adult to be specific, to make their own decisions and voice their opinions in order to feel happy. Also, people who have successfully come out of it so they can share how it feels to be free. Therefore, I feel making a documentary film on mental health will help me help others, as this topic is close to my heart and I feel I can contribute more to it.
Yeah, you see,
Sir,
yeah,
one thing that I had to ask, so would it be better if I write in it points or in paragraphs?
it entirely depends on. There's no such rule, है ना? आप पैरा में भी लिख सकते हो, आप पॉइंट्स में भी लिख सकते हो, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. But except the fact that the intention should be communicated. The intention should be communicated.
Okay.
And since this is a 500 words, you could do it any which way. And if somebody is asking you to write a 2,000 words on a documentary, covering all these aspects, then you have to think about the progress and the points. नहीं शायद नहीं चलेगा उसमें, है ना? But since this is a shorter version, see, suppose you're giving a submission, online submission of a documentary. A lot of organizations ask for it. So this is what you would give, probably. 500 words का आप description दे दो, तो ये लिख के दे देंगे आप उस तरह की, है ना बातें. So it's entirely up to what is expected from you, and then if it's a longer one, there's no point giving a point by point, kind of a, then you have to figure out logics and paragraphs and stuff like that. So as far as the intention of the documentary goes, it's absolutely clear. I mean, we know where you positioned yourself. It's absolutely clear, and that's a good thing about it. I can see that, although you haven't told that in certain terms. There are some documentaries where filmmakers themselves are in the film, but there are some. I mean, that gives some validity to the whole thing. But you haven't given hints to that. But I can understand. I can understand it very well where you come from. But my observation would be, it's a bit vague, despite the fact that you have a limitation of 500 words. It's very generic in the sense. It's a very generic. I could have as well asked you to write a 500-piece essay on mental health. So the only area where it gets specific is when you talk about Deepika Padukone. You go into quite some detail, and you put it in interview section. So one should be very clear in documentary that interview is just one aspect of it. For example, I would take this away from here. I would feature Deepika Padukone. I mean, that's my thing, but and just loud thinking and just loud thinking and throwing it open.
Mm.
I would feature Deepika Padukone prominently in the film, and I would take this away from here in the interview section and put it somewhere here. Points to be included.
Hmm.
है ना?
Yeah.
So, and I would go a little bit detail about it, है ना? उसका
Hmm.
live love life क्या करता है ना? Since
Hmm.
since you know about this foundation, I'm sure I didn't know about
Hmm.
this, but you would be knowing what they do, you know. So a
Hmm.
little bit of that, and then through them you could go on to these other celebrities and stuff like that. You know? So
Hmm.
a little bit more. This is the most interesting aspect. It could be Deepika Padukone, it could be anyone else, but you have a name
Yeah.
here. है ना?
Yeah. Yeah.
You have a detail here, and you have not only you
Hmm.
have a name. She's not only a star or a celebrity, but she has also done work, and you know the work she has been doing
Hmm.
through the foundation. A little bit about the foundation, what do they do, and all those
Hmm.
things could have been there, and this could have been there here in the points to be included.
Hmm.
है ना? I would cut down the generic aspects of it, which we know, we all know. एक दो line में खत्म हो जाता है ना, that they should not be discriminated and all those things should be there. But then
Hmm.
means so इसमें क्या हो जाता? What happens here is when you're getting into specificity, है ना, little bit.
Hmm.
Oh, then the person will think, अरे, she knows what she's talking about. है ना? It's not just the words that are there. She's getting into. वो this is the best part of it. That's what I felt. है ना?
Hmm.
And if, I don't know how much research you have done in Deepika Padukone. How did she get advice? How did
Yeah.
all those things could have been a little bit elaborated instead of generic things. You know? So that's what I feel about this. You're getting
Okay.
what I'm saying, no?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, for example, also people who have successfully come out of it. Oh, Deepika herself
Yeah.
is
I've cited examples there also.
Deepika,
Hmm.
or somebody else will
Yeah.
be there, or Deepika,
Hmm.
or at least a line that, we will go through Deepika's foundation, love, and
Hmm.
find out who would be suitable for this, and something like that. No? So that's what specificity, a little bit. At this stage, you're not supposed to go into detail of specificity. वो तो है नहीं, आपने research ज़्यादा
Hmm.
किया नहीं. A little bit of hint that आपने specifics में you're thinking about the specifics is what is specific. ठीक है?
Yes, sir. The next question. With examples, state the importance of surprise and suspense in storytelling. Surprise and suspense are two important elements of storytelling. Both the elements make the story more interesting if it is used in a proper way. Examples to state the importance of suspense. In Lagan, because of the thrill behind the suspense, if they will be able to win against the Britishers, the audience remain hooked to their seats to know what happens. Their idea of creating suspense by building up a dramatic situation when they think they have almost lost, but then a sudden change of events, they will help to create a cinematic euphoria and therefore make the audience fall in love with the film. In Three Idiots also, it was because of the idea of concealing the real identity of Rancho that the audience remained hooked to their seats to know what his ideologies led him to. Because of the suspense element, the film did well and it helped to convey such an important message that one should strive for excellence, and if one succeeds in doing so, nobody can stop them from being successful. Suspense can add more tension and intensity to the script. It enhances the script even more, and therefore it makes a particular film or series more engaging. There are many thriller and horror films that keeps the viewer engaged because of the factor of suspense. Examples to state the importance of surprise. In films like that of Harry Potter, there are elements which are very shocking for the viewer, like the connection between Sirius Black and Harry. These surprises excite the viewer and makes them so much more involved and connected to the story that they feel like they belong to the story. In films, surprises can help to make the viewer more interested, and therefore they will think more of the story, as these small moments of surprises can leave a deep impact on the viewers and make the storyline more prominent. With the help of surprise, we can also contribute to the character development process of storytelling too. It can add layers and depth to the character that we are trying to portray, and therefore making the viewer more intrigued about the story.
Yeah. This is fairly clear what you have written. The example that you give, how is Lagan was, I thought it was very clear. The whole fact is, हम जीतना है ना, we have to win the game, you know, because of the tax and stuff like that. And that thing is very clear right at the beginning. You know, the whole issue now is how do they win, you know. So जैसे आपने बोला, sudden that remains, the audience remains hooked to the stage because of this. आपने सही पकड़ा. So how come, I was just wondering, how come in Three Idiots, if you are concealing the real identity of Rancho, when it is revealed, wouldn't it be a surprise rather than a suspense?
No, sir, actually in Three Idiots, in the beginning of the film only they have shown, no, not in the beginning. Acha, they have shown it in the mid of the film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what is the suspense there? Suspense is that these three, I think, if I remember well, you just correct me if I'm wrong. These three people.
Well, actually, I got confused. I
These
read the film with the chronology of the film.
These three people are going to Ladakh, I think, in search of Rancho, someone called Rancho. Is that it?
Yeah.
It begins with
They
that.
were first going to Shimla, then they found someone else as the daughter of the.
So the whole suspense is उनको rancho को मिलना है ना? So that is a suspense, you know. So that thing is clear, that rancho को मिलना है. That thing is clear, right? I think right at the beginning itself. And therefore, then the surprise element would be, और ये rancho नहीं है, वो rancho नहीं है, और ये rancho है. And
there is no suspense element in Three Idiots.
There could be a surprise when you come. There could be, yeah.
सर मतलब ये कहता है दैट थ्री इडियट्स वाज कम्प्लीटली अ ब्लेंड ऑफ सस्पेंस एज वेल एज सरप्राइजेस लाइक इंटरवल से पहले ये रिवील होता है कि जिसको अभी तक रैंचो बन के दिखाया गया था रैंचो वो नहीं है, रैंचो कोई और है. फिर इसके इंटरवल के बाद रैंचो की रियल आइडेंटिटी और बैक स्टोरी पता चलती है जिससे मतलब ऑडियंस और हुक्ड होती है. फिर इसके बाद मतलब एक तरह से ये होता है कि एंड में जब पता चलता है कि रैंचो जो है वो असल में वो फुनसुक वांगडू है, तो फिर मतलब ये आता है कि मतलब डिफरेंट सरप्राइजेस हैं और कैरेक्टर का ये सब इस तरह से वो होता है.
हाँ, या करेक्ट, एब्सोल्युटली. एक फिल्म में दोनों होती है ना, दोनों सरप्राइज भी होती है, सस्पेंस भी होती है. And
so
surprise,
sir, I used the wrong example. That's what you're trying to imply.
no, I'm not saying that. I'm saying, yeah, maybe the wrong part of it. You know, it's a correct
wrong
film.
part.
It's a correct film. Three Idiots. The suspense is right at the how are they going about getting to know about Rancho? Whether उनको Rancho मिलता है कि नहीं मिलता है. Suspense, है ना? That is the suspense. That thing is correct. See the effect, you know. The effect.
Yeah, the suspense part could have been if we are able to find Rancho in the end or not.
Yeah.
Like I could have used that.
Yeah. Either yeah, they find it or they don't find it, you know. But you know that they're going to find it or they're not going to find it. You know that. But the whole question is suspense is कैसे उसको मिलता है. सरप्राइज एलिमेंट ये है कि जैसे तन्वी ने बताया कि यार ये रैंचो नहीं है, वो रैंचो नहीं है, अरे शॉक हो गया, अरे वही रैंचो है ना, वही अमेरिकानी रैंचो है ना, दैट फनसुक लड़ा किया जो भी है वही, दैट इज द सरप्राइज एलिमेंट, है ना. So it is a correct example. Three Idiots is a correct example. Just that a little bit of detailing could have worked. Otherwise, fair enough. Harry Potter का भी example दिया आपने, fair enough. See, देखो जैसे cause and effect को पकड़ना है आपको. Any event हो रहा है cause and effect. मैं अपने बच्चे को मारता हूँ, है ना, और बच्चे रोता है ना, तो cause है मारता हूँ और बच्चे रोता है, effect है. अगर वो इफेक्ट पे हमको पता है और वी गेट अ हिंट ऑफ एन इफेक्ट, है ना, एंड देन वो द होल क्वेश्चन वुड बी कैसे मारता हूँ मैं बच्चे को, एंड दैट इज अ सस्पेंस, है ना. और मैं और वेदर डू एम आई एबल टू हिट माय सन और नॉट, है ना, दैट इज द सस्पेंस. और फिर उसको बाद में सरप्राइज ऐसा होगा व्हेन आई हिट माय सन, द सन हिट्स मी बैक, दैट इज अ सरप्राइज, है ना. So that's the cause and effect, है ना. So you don't know the effect. When you don't know the effect, है ना, and then the effect comes as a surprise, and that is a surprise again. ठीक है. So next one.
Yeah. OTT is the future of entertainment industry. Discuss the statement with your opinion for or against the same. I partially agree with the above statement. Evolution of OTT over the top has been very rapid over the years, and I feel it has opened doors for opportunities in a lot of ways. OTT platforms like Netflix, Prime, Z5, and Geo Cinema, etc., have made it so much convenient for us to get to amazing shows, films, and series at a very affordable rate. I not only agree but also want it to be the future of entertainment industry as it provides opportunities to many people. It has helped people with great talent surface to the level of stardom. It has given people credit in ways where, when they were on the verge of giving up, people can begin to think of pursuing their passion along with the conviction of their parents too. Its affordable rate makes it a plus point. OTT has helped people to create and tell their stories, and there is something for everyone here. Creative people find it a revolutionary moment as it has helped them gain a platform to showcase their talent and work hard. Also, you can watch it at your own convenient time. There are reasons why I don't support OTT also. Firstly, there are certain movies that can be enjoyed only in theaters. Cinematic films like Bahubali, RRR are enjoyed because of the ambience that is created by the viewers seated there. There's a vibe and a sentiment that people feel when they go to watch movies like such. OTT has also led to some loss of jobs who were associated with theaters. Another important point is that there is a censor board that reviews the film before it gets released in the theaters, and they can cut certain scenes and portions if required, but there is no such censor board in case of OTT, because of which the idea of liberalism can be exploited.
Yeah, so little bit, yeah, I quite like the fact that cinematic films, you say the cinematic films of Bahubali, RRR, enjoyed because of the ambience that is created by the viewers seated there.
Mm.
The kind of ambience we are talking about, probably you are also talking about, वो एक मैंने सुना कि शाहरुख खान के फिल्म में एक पटाखा फोड़ा लोगों ने, है ना, थिएटर के अंदर ना, दैट काइंड ऑफ सेलिब्रेशन फेस्टिविटी. लोग
Yeah.
पैसे एनटीआर का फिल्म में पैसे फेंकते हैं ना, they throw.
Mm.
And I know for
That
sure
excitement when
that
a big star film releases.
yeah, thought about that. And then I know when Dr. Rajkumar was there, he used to come as a god and nariyal foड़ते थे, in the sense that
अच्छा.
offerings of these kinds of things OTT में possible ही नहीं है. That could have been. But I have a little bit of issue. Creative people, when you say creative people, find it revolutionary moment as it has helped them perform their, showcase their talent and hard work. है ना? ये line जो है, you should be giving some thought to it. Have you read the recent interview?
Sorry, your voice cracked. What? Again, could you repeat?
Creative people find it revolutionary moment as it has helped them gain a platform to showcase their talent and hard work. It was felt like this initially. You just have to read this guy's interview. What is his name? Devdi director Anurag Kashyap. Anurag Kashyap's recent interview on his experiences of dealing with the OTT. So I mean, he's almost had 3 heart attacks dealing with. He was almost in a last final stage of making it, but then pre-censorship caused major problems. So I have a little bit issue when people say OTT में censorship नहीं है. Officially censorship नहीं है, but then there is definitely self-censorship. Have you heard about Tandav?
That actually I had picked it up from another website where I'd read it. I was researching about this topic, and I was also GPT did it also.
Yeah.
So I got to know about this point. It was not my point originally.
Yeah. So a little bit of thought given to this aspect could also been rounded off. This.
So, sir, after Tandav, is there a censor board for such films, OTT films?
No, there is no censor board as such. But what will happen? Interested parties all over India would put a case against you. You know, non-government, and it is a coordinated effort sometimes. You know, so you.
सर वो सर 2020 में भी एक बहुत बड़ा हंगामा खड़ा हुआ था अबाउट एन ओटीटी प्लेटफॉर्म नेम्ड ऑल्ड बालाजी, जिसके ऊपर काफी केसेस भी हो गए थे कि एक आर्मी मैन की वाइफ को, आर्मी मैन को इस तरह से डिफेम किया जा रहा है कि आर्मी मैन की जो वाइफ है वो अपने हस्बैंड के पीठ पीछे एक्स्ट्रा मैरिटल अफेयर चला रही है, और मतलब डिफेमिंग इवन द आर्मीज यूनिफॉर्म। तो फिर मतलब इसमें इसके बाद ये डिबेट हुई थी कि अब ओटीटी पे भी सेंसरशिप होनी चाहिए, लेकिन इवन आफ्टर 3 इयर्स कुछ हुआ नहीं।
हाँ, तो ऑफिशियली तो नहीं है सेंसरशिप, सेल्फ रेगुलेशन बोल रहे हैं, सेल्फ रेगुलेशन कर रहे हैं, बट यू नो हाउ दिस वर्क्स, सेंसरशिप वर्क्स। आपका पास 10 केसेस हो गया, एक चेन्नई में, एक नॉर्थ ईस्ट में, एक राजस्थान में, एक कर्नाटक में, एक केरला में, 10 केसेस लग गए फॉर एग्जांपल आपका केस में। देन यू आर ट्रैवलिंग ऑल ओवर वर्ल्ड अटेंडिंग दोस कोर्ट केसेस। who is doing, the makers are doing, the OTT platforms are doing. So इससे अच्छा OTT platform बोलता है ये टॉपिक ही मत ले लो ना, सेल्फ सेंसरशिप करेंगे, है ना। So that is how right now this is working. Anurag Kashyap was supposed to make a film called Maximum City. It was something in Bombay, based in Bombay, and one of the OTT platform had pumped in little money, and he put in his own money, little bit of that, and then they refused because of some controversy that he had created away from the OTT platforms, you know, some political. He went to JNU there and all those things, and then the other platform took it up, and then other platform also left, and then so he was left with nowhere. He had a heart attack because of that, and now so this censorship works at this level. So when you're talking about OTT or any subject that you give is given to you in the question, थोड़ा सा detail में जाइए ना. I think that is the need for all of you. थोड़ा सा डिटेल में जाइए and actually see कि how is it actually working. है ना, censorship official नहीं है, but then there are these unofficial censorships, है ना. दीपिका पादुकोण का नाक काटेंगे हम, है ना, उस तरह की. I don't know, वो फिल्म के लिए है, but फिर भी जो भी है, so that's such kind of a thing. And दीपिका पादुकोण will be worrying, है ना, मैं कितना कोर्ट केस लड़ूं, नहीं इससे अच्छा मैं फिल्म ही नहीं बनाता हूँ ना. उस तरह की सेल्फ सेंसरशिप है चक्कर. तो क्लियर, थोड़ा सा एक लेवल डीप जाइए अंदर, है ना. तो दैट इज व्हाट वी रिक्वेस्ट. So next we'll go for the next one.
Yeah. Television is a medium of close-up. Discuss the statement with relevant examples. Television is considered to be a 20th century invention, and the phenomenal invention has proven to be worthy innumerable times. Television is used to broadcast news, sports, entertainment shows, and music. It's said that in the television, the stage is the screen. Television is a medium that we use to dictate a more detailed or an extended form of a story. If we talk about the above statement, I feel that television is used to capture anything that can range from anything of minute importance to something that may be of utmost importance. Therefore, it can be said that television is a medium of close-up. Close-up shots are used for capturing emotions of the characters that are displayed to create a motive or send a signal, and so much more. There are different types of close-up shots like half, full, quarter, and it can help capture different aspects. We can discuss the role of close-ups in different kinds of shows that are broadcasted on television. News. For news, it is very important to be delivered to the viewers instantly. It is important to take close-up shots to capture the emotions of the people that are interviewed, like people whose families have gone to war or who have won on an international level. These close-up shots can be useful for taking a detailed view of a location and see insights, and can help people know what is going on the other end of the screen. Television is capable of delivering the news as soon as possible, so it is very useful if we can take close-up shots. Sports. While playing a particular sport, camera close-ups can be proved to be very useful. It can capture the movement of a player. If we need another opinion, we can get a detailed view with the help of close-ups. Entertainment shows. Serials, reality shows, and award functions are some types of entertainment shows that are broadcasted on TV. With the help of close-up shots, we can get the idea of message of the scene that the director is trying to imply in a particular scene of the serial. In case of reality shows and award functions, also we capture the emotions and the facial expression of the actors. Therefore, we can conclude that close-ups in television play a very crucial role, as it helps in gaining a perspective of the storyteller or the anchor, irrespective of the show that is being broadcasted. It adds on to the visual elements of the show too, and makes it a convenient watch for the viewer as well.
Yeah, more or less, the usual points that have been made is the news के लिए, है ना, news के लिए, sports के लिए, है ना, and entertainment shows के लिए, जो उसकी जरूरत है, that you have done. I also I will restate my observations that I had told in the last or the last week. This is more of a more of the virtues of a close-up that we are dealing with. You know? Virtues of the close-up rather than virtues of the close-up on television. You know? So, थोड़ा सा मेरे को, for example, since the television is in the drawing room, and then since all of us are seeing it together, extending what the conversation was there with the earlier participant. Suppose it's time to go and go to the kitchen and do something, and put a cooker there, you know. So what would hold me? What would hold me do that? Not do that. From doing that, maybe would the close-up help there? You know, would the long shot be very distant? है ना, लॉन्ग शॉट आ गया तो मैं चला गया. पहले क्या होता था थिएटर में, जब गाना होता था वो सिगरेट स्मोक करने जाते थे, है ना, पहले, अभी भी जाते होंगे पता नहीं, है ना. जैसे मतलब लॉन्ग शॉट आ गया, अनइंटरेस्टिंग हो गया, मैं चला गया कुकर अपना किचन में चला गया, और या अपने कपड़े धोने चला गया, और व्हाटएवर, और फोन करने चला गया, ना, दैट काइंड ऑफ थिंग. सो डज द क्लोज-अप हेल्प रिटेनिंग the audience? उस तरह की क्वेश्चंस है ना, हमको डील करना. This is just an example that I talked about, taking it from the extension of the conversation that I've had from the previous.
Technical aspect of close-up.
Yes,
like
yes. And a little bit of such things here and there could have added to the whole thing. Otherwise, क्या है, it becomes a essay on close-up, है ना. जैसे आपने न्यूज का अच्छा सा पकड़ा है, स्पोर्ट्स का अच्छा सा पकड़ा है, a little bit of here and there, थोड़ा सा डेप्थ. The invitation is to a little bit go on to the depth and see why is it necessary for the close-up for television. एक तो साइज, स्क्रीन साइज है, दूसरा फैमिली में बैठ के देख रहे हैं, तीसरा बहुत जल्दी हम, है ना, इसलिए बहुत जल्दी दूसरा कमरे में चले जाते हैं, डाइवर्ट हो जाते हैं टेंशन. तो शायद all these things could probably play a role, है ना. ठीक है.
Yes, sir.
So that and you have all the questions? No, na?
Yeah, sir.
Yeah. So Jitin.
Yes, sir. Sir, can we start?
Yeah, sure.
The question: take any subject you like to make a documentary on. The answer is, my documentary will be about the late J.C. Daniel. J.C. Daniel was the director, producer, and lead actor in Malayalam's first silent film, Vigatha Kumaran. He is known as the father of Malayalam cinema. He was practicing as a dentist in his 20s, got inspired by Dada Sahib Phalke, and chose to become a film creator. A documentary based on him is relevant as he suffered a lot due to his contribution to cinema. He sold his lands and properties to make the first film in Kerala, but he didn't benefit financially from the film. Also, he was forced to flee from his homeland as a group of feudal lords attacked the theaters which played the film in allegation that the film is against their morality and caste system. They even burned the banners and posters of the film to erase its existence. The statement I want to make through my documentary is history can't be erased that easily when it is written in blood. My documentary is intended for all types of audience, irrespective of their difference. It may be more beneficial to film students and historians. My documentary includes the journey of Jesse Daniel after his financial losses. He was forced to migrate to Tamil Nadu, where he survived practicing dentistry. He also lost a huge amount of money there as he was tricked by some in the name of making a cinema again. They looted him by making false promises. Daniel died in his bed in grief. In pain, he hasn't earned anything from cinema, but lost everything chasing it. He was not known as the father of Malayalam cinema. Thanks to the, sir, I think some of my points are missing there.
Some
He
of your
was
lines are
not known as the father of Malayalam cinema for a long time, thanks to the effort of social worker Gopalakrishnan, who put J.C. Daniel into the spotlight after being denied recognition for a long time due to lack of evidence of his work, which was destroyed and lost with time. My work will highlight the justice delayed. My documentary includes the first lady of Malayalam film and leading actress of Vigata Kumaran, P.K. Rosie. Like Daniel, her life was also miserable after the release of the movie. Her house was burned by feudal lords as they were furious that a Dalit woman acted as a high caste lady in the film. She had numerous death threats and forced to run away. She had gone into hiding and later found out that in order to live in harmony, she changed her name and took her husband's surname instead of caste name. She was also recognized as the first lady of Malayalam cinema after years of her death. I think an interview with one of the children of JC Daniel is necessary. My question will be, first question, did you think JC Daniel got the recognition he deserved? And my second question will be, I heard that a large portion of your family heritage was sold by Mr. Daniel in the name of cinema, and your mother suffered financially raising you. Do you blame him?
Yeah. So this is, I think, Jitin, have uh, you have done some. One assumes that you have been thinking about this subject for quite some time now. You know?
Yes.
Yeah. So the kind of detailing that you have written down, that shows that you have done some work. Before I go into the other things, one observation that I would like to make is the statement that I want to make through this documentary is history can't be erased so easily. That which is written in blood, you know. So that's what you say. That's what your stated intent is. You know, that's a very bold thing to do. You know, very absolute and it's very clear what you stand for. You know, before that they even burned the banners and posters of the film. Then you talk about the morality and the film is questioning the life of his life itself is questioning the morality of the caste system or the film is against it. And then you say, and because of that, he has been erased from history and that history can't be erased. Now, this is your stated what do you call declaration, so to say, of what the film will be. The best part is that is there in the body of the film. You have decided to include this person called P.K. Daniel. Daniel, what is his name?
P.K. Rose.
Gopal Krishna.
Gopal Krishna is a social worker
Social
who,
worker.
with his effort only, this incident came to light, and J.C. Daniel was finally got the recognition he deserved for so many years.
Yeah, so obviously there would be a sequence with Gopal Krishnan and his efforts and stuff like that. This is in direct relation to the statement that you have written. What is he doing? He is ensuring that the history is written back yet again.
Yes.
And see, normally the form and the content would be the same. That is what people are saying. And this is a perfect example, the intention. The form is what? The form is, the content is what? The content is history can't be erased. That is written in blood. What does the form include? The form also includes the efforts of Gopal Krishna, who is trying to do precisely that. You know, so I think this is a very good example of the form imitating the content. You know? So I'm glad that you have written this, and I think you should make this film whether you get into the film school or not get into the film school. That is one thing. You know? So second thing is there is a specificity to this. You're talking about one specific character, and you're talking about his life, and of course there are the other lady also is there and stuff like that. But the detailing that you have done is like I am almost seeing a film. You know, I can imagine seeing a film there. You know, that kind of a detailing is there. That here, what is his life? What is his life in Kerala? What is his life in Chennai, Tamil Nadu? You know, and all those things are clearly coming out of the in this 500 words. You know, and you have included characters. Who will be the characters in your film? Daniel is there. Daniel's Gopal Krishna will be there, and probably Rosie's
Story will be there.
story will be
She,
there.
she's dead, so
Yeah,
I can't
somebody,
figure.
some relative would be there, or some guy. There is only one observation that I would want to make, which is like maybe you would want to think about. You say that the documentary is intended for all types of audience, irrespective of the differences. That's right. It may be more beneficial to film students and historians. I would say otherwise. It would be more beneficial to the society itself. Why? Because you're dealing with that. You're dealing with caste issue. You're dealing with women's issue. This lady who's been burnt, almost burnt to death. You know, that's what.
Yeah. Her house was burnt out.
Burnt out because she's played a upper caste guy. You know,
Yeah.
and where do you, in the land of Narayan Guru, where do we stand? Such a thought now, right now. You know, so this is intended for every guy, and not only film historians and stuff like that, but every other guy who is socially responsible and socially conscious. So good. This is a fairly decent enough. Uh, and, and 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 in the interviews, you should be asking about caste. That's your key. You know, if not anyone else, these family members, someone else also. If you're taking an interview, you should be dealing with why Rosie was being burnt. You know, or why he had to run to Chennai. You know, so you have to be dealing with this. Got it?
Yes, sir.
But your stand is very clear. You know? Yeah. Which is the best thing about this. Yeah. Shall we move ahead?
Yeah, yes, sir. With examples, state the importance of surprise and suspense in storytelling. Creating a sense of surprise in the audience during storytelling encourages enthusiasm and engagement. The elements of surprise will make the story more interesting to the audience. Predictable stories may not attract views. Most people consider cinema as a form of entertainment. What's better for enjoyment than adding some surprise elements? For example, consider a story where the lead character has a call for adventure and finally he or she takes it. The audience are expecting him or her to overcome it. But if the creator constructs a storyline without surprise elements, then the audience will not be emotionally connected to the film. They also expect problems and unexpected barriers during the character's journey, which not only make the characters strong but also engages the audience. In movie Dangal, the protagonist Mahavir Singh Phogat wants a son and he needs him to win international gold medal for India in wrestling. But he couldn't get a son. Instead, he only has daughters. The situation is one of the unexpected turns that made the story even more interesting. To present suspense in a story, you not only include some twisted or unexpected situation in the story, but also lays basement and strong story structure, which leads towards the suspense element. Earning a wow reaction from the audience not only means they are entertained, but also means they are engaged and are alert for the next scene. So it is important in fictional films, especially thriller genre films, to present surprise and suspense. Presenting suspense elements can be effectively done using layering and foreshadowing, where the core of the story told is also vital. For example, in movie The Shawshank Redemption, the protagonist escapes prison at the end when it is least expected. It is well presented as the need for him to escape, the ways he used for it has been foreshadowed. Even the conversation of protagonist with his best friend when recollecting leads to his intentions. To me, the situation has totally uplifted the movie to a greater extent. Here, a good story can be converted into great just by an essence of surprise. This clearly shows the importance of suspense and surprise in a story.
Fair enough, Jitin. This is a very clear cut. Although you utilized only 364, this probably you could have a little bit told about little bit about this character, no, Shashank reduction, but that's okay. We get a fair idea. Like this, in this, it is very clear, no? In terms of surprise, it's very clear. He wants a gold medal from his son, and there is baby, and there is his daughter. It's very clear cut, and then he has to deal with it, and that's a surprise. So little bit of you have explained the protagonist escapes from the prison at the end when it is least expected. Like for example, why did he, what made him escape, and little bit of things to that. Since you have the time, when I say time, I mean the words. You have the words. So since you had the time, probably a little bit of that.
Sir,
Why,
actually, I kind of write about suspense and surprise when I was writing about my inspiration. My like I wrote a article about David Fincher in my first assignment. So I somewhat got tired or a little bit lazy about writing the
so
stuff again and
yeah,
again.
yeah. So why I'm saying is you're just 364, no? You still
Yeah,
had screen time, I'm sorry, I keep saying screen time, but that's how I think,
yeah,
Now
I
all these
get it,
will
sir.
be these are words, but
Yeah.
still, you, I mean, you could have utilized it and made it a bit more rounder. Otherwise the thought process is very clear. I mean, the surprise and suspense elements are very, very clear. Yeah, we'll go for the next one.
OTT is the future of entertainment industry. Discuss the statement with your opinion for or against the same. I don't consider OTT as the future of the entertainment industry. OTT platforms maybe are the present of the entertainment industry as they are at their best in terms of subscriptions and profits. During the corona pandemic situation, we saw the true potential of OTT platforms. When lockdown was going on and all the theaters and outdoor entertainment facilities were limited, the urge of people for relaxation and enjoyment paved the path to OTT. From that day onwards, the rise of subscriptions in OTTs are rising. The biggest advantage of OTT over other entertainment medium is its vast availability of different genres, and irrespective of any space, the facility can be accessed through a device with proper network. The numbers will only increase with time, but I don't consider OTT platforms to be the future. The contents uploaded in OTT are easily downloadable by an IT expert. The prevention of piracy to that extreme is not easy because OTT platforms upload their content in servers for easy access to their users. But nowadays, no matter how good your cyber security is, there are always multiple ways to access the content. A major portion of our population still depends on piracy websites and other free of cost medium for movies rather than OTT. Theater owners and their associations are against the growth of OTT platform. They fear that OTT will badly affect the theater industry. So they are pressurizing the producers to not sell films to OTTs. They are also taking measures like no theater allocation to the movies of production house who are directly selling the cinema to OTT on its release date. So producers are forced to sell their movies after multiple weeks from its theatrical release. And for films which are getting positive reports, a major portion of audience watches the movie in the theater itself. There is no more rush in OTT platforms, unlike Corona situation. During the rising time of OTT, they appreciated fresh and experimental movies. But the increase in number of OTT platforms forced major platforms to look otherwise. To me, now they are only focused on the financial figures and are more on big budget so-called superstar movies. I think with this approach, they won't serve as a medium of mind-blowing contents, and eventually film directors with creativity will always find alternatives to present their work, which may perish. So to me, OTTs are not the future. They never were the future of the entertainment industry.
Ram, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
There was some misconception today from this lady who take care of the office. Tomorrow and today we kept the 2 days classes, and today was supposed to be Ranjan, but somehow they sent the link to you. So are you available tomorrow? Because I spoke to Ranjan and he said if you are free tomorrow, you can carry on. Otherwise, he would.
Oh, so Ranjan, I spoke to Ranjan the other day. He also didn't tell me. Anyway,
Acha.
I can do it tomorrow. No issue.
Okay, perfect. So we will carry on with you only. That's it. Thank you.
Yeah. But
Please.
henceforth, if Ranjan is there, a word would be appreciated. Word, email would be appreciated.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Thank you very much. Okay, sure. Carry on.
So where were we?
So what do you think?
Yeah. So there is see, it is one thing, Jitin, it is one thing to say. I think with this approach, they don't serve as a medium. Mind blowing. I think with this, they are only dealing with financial figures and more profits and big budgets and superstar movies. And I think with this approach, they won't serve as medium of mind blowing contents. And eventually, film directors with creativity will find alternatives to present their work. So you're saying the OTT will perish? Is that it?
No, the alternatives of OTT will perish.
Oh. So if alternatives of OTT would perish, why is OTT not the future then?
Sir, I didn't get the question. Can you repeat it once more?
So you're saying OTT is not the future.
Yeah, to me.
But you're pointing out in all which way, which hints that OTT is the future.
No, sir, I kind of wrote against the argument that OTT is the future. I pointed out that OTT is not more concerned about contents, and they are like now they are like a corporate, and they are chasing superstar and mass big budget films. So I don't think different types of journals from Indian directors and Indian movie creators are not appreciated anymore.
Yeah,
like
so,
right now.
Yeah, that's true. That's absolutely true. They're most interested in big budget movie rather than art house cinema or something like that.
Especially the OTT platforms with subscription, with viewers are not anymore interested in normal genre type movies.
Yeah, so that's what that's fair enough. But to say because of that, to say that OTT is not the future,
Also, sir, I also wrote the theaters associations are pressurizing, so the producers are not willing to sell their movies to the OTT directly. They are now selling the movies even after I like 1 month or 45 days from the theatrical release, and in that span of time, already if the film is receiving major portion of positive response, a large number of audience is viewing the movie itself in theaters. So there is no more rush in OTT.
Yeah, but I understand what you're saying. But to say because of all this, I mean, it's a matter of time before the theater guys, before the theater guys are forced to stop this practice. But to say all that is correct. Indian alternatives filmmakers, with independent creativity. I mean, don't have a future in OTT, and all that is correct. But OTT itself is probably here to stay. Is what I feel in terms of corporate, in terms of superstar movies and stuff like that. In spite of what you talk about, that agreement the theater owners have. Because that's the digital. That's what. So little bit of. I mean, I find it a little bit problematic. You say OTT. You say to be fair enough.
You found it more complex.
No, not complex.
I am not not highlighting my point. That's what you felt, right?
Yes, although you say to me OTT are not the future, that's what you say, but your point is not coming across correct. I mean, there's a contradiction to say that OTT is not the future, and yet say it doesn't. It's a contradiction. No, that's what I feel. And
Sir, I also mentioned about the piracy and that's sort of things.
that they'll deal with that. They'll deal with that. Piracy, they'll deal with that. You know, they'll come up with some other mechanism to stop it, and then it'll go on and on. Then they'll pirate that also. You know, then they'll come up with something else. But that's going to happen. That's the future. You know, when money is being digitized, what I'm saying is when money is being digitized, your life is being digitized. You know, your digital footprint, if it is erased, your life will be erased. You know, if somebody can block, if there is no network, you probably don't have any money henceforth. You know, so what is films? You know, what are theatrical films? You know, so that's what I think.
I get it. Sir, my point of view is not from the figure side, not from what they are earning, but from the film side, from the point of cinema. So that's why I am not feeling like what it is are going to be the future of Indian cinema.
No, that's what I'm saying. To say that is a big statement. OTT is not the future of cinema for me. That's a fair enough statement. You know? OTT is not a future for my future. You know? That's a fair enough statement. OTT is not the future of Indian cinema itself. It's a huge statement. You know? So then I'll think, hey, what is this? You know? So whoever is reading it, you know, will think. So that's what I'm trying you to. So your point of view should be. I don't want to go into. I mean, that's what you're saying, right?
Yes.
I don't want to go into OTT. You know, that's what you're saying. Fair enough. You know, but that point should come across, and it should not be that you're making a generic statement. You know, that OTT is not the future. So then
I kind of highlighted the pros of OTT. So I think that might be making some complexity in my answers. Kind of wrote the pros and cons also, but mostly I tried to highlight the cons, but the pros are there. Always there.
So for the cons, for the industry, the cons will be dealt with unless new cons will come up. And they will also be dealt with. But what is missing for me is probably your stand. A clear cut. There is a stand, but your clear cut stand that I am not going to do OTP anymore or whatever. I don't know what your stand is. Something like that. So that is what is missing. And if that was clearer, then this whole piece would have been clearer for me, at least for me. Yeah, you're getting what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yes.
All that you're saying is fine. All that you're saying is absolutely fine. I mean, I can't make an experimental film and ask Netflix to, you know. I mean, it's fine. Okay, we'll go for the next one.
Television is a medium of close-up. Discuss your statement with relevant examples. Sir, the question already is like television is a medium of close-up. So the argument should be on for that. So my words are limited. Television is a medium of mass communication and is often referred to as a medium of close-up. It is efficient in absorbing close human emotions and feelings and is used everywhere. People buy television in the hope of recreating a theatrical experience within their limitation. So in a way, we can say they are closer to them when comparing theater and other entertainment mediums. Television presents interviews, documentation, discussion, and debates, which are often not staged, and the reactions include real possible human behavior. It can be considered closest to us. For example, news debates are one of the shows which is presented through television. Here we always see different people with different opinions and can find different type of reactions from them depending upon the situation. These are not pre-planned emotions. This close-up perspective offers intimacy in viewers, which in other mediums are hard to attain. Thus, we can say television is a medium of close-up.
So I'm not sure about this is a very generic kind of a thing. As you also yourself.
Sir, being genuine, I kind of felt this question is a stupid question.
So sometimes, sometimes is, you could, for example, also say, I mean, you could also say television is not a medium of progress, You could have, it's a stupid question. You can start that, I would have loved it, You would have started, this is a stupid question, but I don't agree with this, because it's stupid, because of these reasons.
I don't want that statement in my FTI paper. So
If the paper was with me, I would have loved it. So it depends on that person. Whoever. If the guy who is questioned this, drafted this question, he's reading the answer, he or she will get offended. But I would have loved this even if I had drafted this. So I'm saying.
then next time I will surely put up my views
I'm saying
irrespective of what the question is.
the larger point of making is you should not hide your my experiences. You should not hide your thoughts. I mean, you can't. I mean, of course, you can't be saying I want to murder you and stuff like that.
Yeah, that I know.
I don't like your face and this question, and therefore I would like to murder you. That and all you can say, but your larger thoughts,
Yeah.
that's the whole thing. I mean, we want to know where you stand. I mean, either way you stand. If you are right and if you go to a left person, then he would fail you. If you are a left and you go to a right person, he will still fail you. There's no way you can know. So what the hell, I mean, of course, without getting very obviously.
Kind of like I am not into the answer. I was irritated.
It comes across. It comes across, and you have lost 5 marks. If it is 5 marks,
Yeah.
I mean, you have lost that much, or little. You have lost at least 4 or 5 or 3 or whatever. So that's what. So always, what's there in your head, please communicate in a manner that is not offensive. In a manner that is not offensive. That is what I would want to say. We don't want we don't like
Little bit of diplomacy, right?
Yes. But make sure that your point is clear. I don't know your point now. You have been a conformist now. I'll accuse you now. You are a conformist now. You're conforming to the statement. Okay? Yeah. So it might if you're not finding your own voice, then it might act against you also.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, thank you. So Nandana, is Nandana there?
Sir, yes, sir, I'm here.
Yeah, 1 second. It's already 8:57. Shall we do it tomorrow?
Okay, sir. So we can continue tomorrow.
Yeah. Good. So anything else? Nandana is left, and then who else? Aditya and Nandana is left. Anyone? Ajay, 3 of them. Ajay is left. So we can do it tomorrow. So thank you all of you.
Thank you, sir.
It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you, sir. Same.
I'll stop the share. I'll end the whole thing.